Out for my first live, so thank you for everybody that is joining right now and has joined. So what I thought I'd do, I've got my little clipboard down here, that's why I keep looking down here. I have got a quiz, a true or false skin quiz. It's nice, just gentle starter for this evening, just to kind of gauge where you're at. So first question is, the skin is the largest organ of the body. Is that true or is that false? It is true. Well done, guys. Pat on the back. It actually occupies, to the exact measurement, 1.73 square meters. That is a lot, isn't it? So yes, it's the largest organ of the body. That is why we should treat it so delicately. So second true or false is, the sun makes acne better. True or false? Is in fact false. So, contrary to belief, sunbathing actually makes spots worse, not better. Now, the initial temporary drying effect and concealing tan may fool you, because that's exactly what happens. But the UV rays actually stimulate oil production. The sun's rays thicken the outer layer of the skin, which blocks your pores, leading to breakouts. Yes, mic drop. I have just dropped that on you all. And it's true, because UVA is what I'm talking about when I say UV, penetrates the deepest into the skin. So UVA, I'm going into like my second half of this video already, but we'll go there. UVA penetrates the deepest into the skin, so in your deeper dermal layers, which is where your collagen and elastin is produced. So when you're out there getting your tan on, you will get your superficial colour, which makes you feel great, makes you look great, but actually a tan skin is a damaged skin. So what you've effectively done is you've created that shield of concealer with your tan, then you've damaged your collagen, which then stimulates your blood flow to circulate and stimulate your oils to produce. So then further down the line, you'll get a purge of breakouts. That's going to be a controversial one. I knew it would be, but it's true. Coming from the acne sufferer. Just stating the facts. Fact test. Shall we move on? I think so. Anyway, number 3. Every minute, your skin sheds more than 30,000 dead skin cells. True or false? True. You lose 9 pounds of skin per year. It is good because if we shed dead skin cells, that means that our new skin cells are reproducing. People don't actually help to aid this desquamation process, that I like to call it. Fancy word. We like to call it exfoliation, but I just like to throw the snazzy words in. Basically, it's just going to aid and speed up your cell turnover, which is your new healthy skin cells. So if nobody is exfoliating out there watching this, think of that fact. So hydrate and exfoliate keeps everything working really well. Number 4, the skin around the eyes is the thinnest skin on your body. True or false? It is true. Really, it is so thin that it's as thin as a couple of sheets of paper. So what I always advise is for people to treat their eyes separately to the face, because some moisturisers in certain brands will state that you can use moisturiser around the eyes. I personally feel that it needs to be treated completely separately because of the sciencey part of the structure of the cream is molecularly structured to go in the deeper layers of the skin, which is fine because your skin can hack that. But if you're then loading your eye area with a heavier product, you're going to get more puffiness and it will just start to have emphasis on the eye area. So I always advise a moisturiser and an eye cream. And another thing, never treat the eyeball. So certain people will think, oh, just put the product on, let's just put it on. And actually, again, it's this part of the eye doesn't actually need anything apart from SPF, but this area needs to go around. Okay, so you need to look up, you need to apply it underneath the bottom lashes, and then you need to apply it on the brow bone to lift and open the eye. And you can get like this area here, which tends to be where like the expression lines build up, crow's feet. And there are amazing ingredient technologies that can help to plump and firm that area. So that's eyes for you. Question number 5, and the final question of this true and false round. It takes 30 days for a pimple to form. True or false? It's actually true. It's true. It's true. And I'll tell you why it's true. So, when a spot forms, okay, it starts to clog your pores, okay? So you've got something called a sebaceous gland, which is what produces your oil. Now, for whatever reason, whether you've used product to stimulate a purge, so it starts with clogging pores, okay? So when oil clogs in the pores, you get that inflamed, almost that hard lump that you can feel coming to the surface. The reason why I'm touching here is just generally this area is hormonally driven. So most people, when they break out, their hormones come first, or it's time of the month. I personally am purging a little bit around this area. I can feel it coming, and that's because my menstrual cycle is due next week. And you always usually get a premenstrual spike. So your oil will start to produce a week before. It's not uncommon that when you start to use topical products that you are then aiding the prevention of new acne. So for instance, I always recommend exfoliation. It needs to happen, and it needs to happen weekly, 2 to 3 times a week to be exact. And how that occurs is you're putting on a product that is going deeper into the pores, it's travelling quite rapidly, and it's basically collecting your oil. So it's attaching itself. Imagine like a tornado, it's just swirling in there, collecting it as you go. And what then happens is inflammation starts to occur because it's a new ingredient. Your skin's going, what on earth is happening? And you get that redness, which is the purge. And it's great because after professional treatments, occasionally, I will say for certain skin types to just remember that a purge may happen. But that is why it's important to protect and prep your skin at home prior to a professional treatment, because the more professional strength product you use at home, that will prevent the purging stage from happening. And a purge can last for 30 days. So it starts off as an inflamed sort of purge. Then if that purge doesn't actually get exfoliated away for whatever reason, because you're not using more of a chemical exfoliator as opposed to a physical scrub, this is another video in itself, but just so scrubs are physical, chemicals are embedded within like a serum to go in deeper, which exfoliates anyway. Different ones are used for different skin types, but generally speaking, the chemical ones are going to go deeper. If you don't do that, then a blackhead will occur, and then blackheads will clog, and the blackheads will turn into oil, a whitehead. The whitehead gets bigger, and then that's when the spot occurs. So essentially, we need to be exfoliating. You've heard it here first. Exfoliate, exfoliate, exfoliate. We are doing the first of my 10 skin commandments. Now, I've been doing a lot of posts recently about SPF and the importance of SPF. And I actually did a poll in this group a couple of days ago, and that got a really good response. So the majority of people actually voted that they were using an SPF every day. those of you that are using an SPF daily, you are doing everything correctly. And for those of you that may not necessarily are using one every day, I will explain to you just the importance of it tonight so that you can then realise just certain aspects of your skincare that may be neglected. Okay? My first of my 10 skin commandments is thou shalt wear SPF on a daily basis. Why? Why do we need to use SPF every day? So, on a daily basis, you have UVA. So even on not a sunny day like this, even if it was snowing outside, then you should wear an SPF. Now, there are two types of rays that come from the sun. There is a UVA ray and there is a UVB ray. So let's talk UVA. So this is an infrared UVA ray, and this ray is apparent 365 days a year, and it penetrates the deepest into the skin. So what that means is if we are going outside and we're just wearing makeup or just wearing a moisturiser, because at the moment in lockdown, not many of us are wearing makeup, and basically what happens is we're exposing ourselves to something called free radical damage. Free radical damage is all around us, it's airborne. So what that means is as we're walking about on a daily basis, even if you work in an office as well, because UVA actually penetrates through glass, you are exposing yourself to all of this damage. So tobacco smoke, you've got car fumes, you've just got daily air and exposure, which is enough to damage our skin. So if you've got that UVA penetrating right down to your dermis layer of your skin, which is where your collagen and your elastin is produced, you are depleting yourself of collagen. So if we just imagine in our head, because I always imagine this person as a reference, so hopefully all of you have seen the reality show Benidorm. You know Madge that sits on her wheelchair? Let me know if you don't know this person, but Google it afterwards if you don't. So Madge from Benidorm has almost like a leathery looking skin, and it's purposely because she is exposed to sunlight on a daily basis. A bit of thumbs up there so people know who I'm talking about. Yeah, so it basically means that she is sat exposed to the sun all day, and I'm going to post a photo actually of a truck driver who is, it comes up in all of my skincare training. He was a truck driver for 20 odd years, and half of his face is aged because of the UV penetrating through that lorry window on his driver's side. So half of him looks like he's 80. This side, because it's not so exposed, still is aged slightly, but not as much as this side. So I'll post it after today so that you kind of can resonate what I'm talking about. But UVA is the most damaging ray. Then you have UVB, and UVB then comes into play when the sun is out and we are exposed on holiday to hotter climates. UVB, think of it as the burning ray. UVA, think of it as the aging ray. So it is the first thing that I always talk to clients about. So if you are thinking about a skincare regimen, thinking about what it needs, what's its credentials, if you haven't got an SPF, then there really isn't any point in doing those first few steps of your regime, because if you're doing everything right and then not protecting it with an SPF, then you need to be considering, actually, why have I spent out that money on all of those products, which are great, they've got amazing professional strength ingredients in them, but they're not completing it with an SPF, then we really need to rethink things. Makeup, unfortunately, isn't enough. Makeup, actually, for a full protection of SPF, you need to be using a finger length. So when you're actually decanting it out, you need to be starting from one end and going to the next, or just measuring out a 10p piece. But I find using my finger length, then I know exactly that is the right amount that I'm using. And if we are exposed on a day like today, and it's really sunny, and our particular SPF isn't of a tinted kind, or even if it is, you just need to be reapplying it every 2 to 3 hours. They do come in different textures. So for different skin types, there is oil-free, there is hydrating, there's tinted, untinted, that I currently stock in the clinic, which I'll go into. But you really do need to use a finger length every day on the face. So it's amazing that obviously the sun is out, and enjoy yourselves, but still think about your skin. And these can be face and body as well, so they even come in sprays for the body. So if you guys out there have got kids and you can't grab them long enough to apply sun cream, then they actually do it in a convenient invisible spray that doesn't make you look like a Casper, and they are physical, so they're light reflecting. The particular brand that I'm talking about, which I know I've just realised I haven't even spoken about, is Heliocare. So those of you that follow me on Instagram, I did a bit of a boomerang earlier about what I actually use. Now, this one is for my skin type. It's a gel cream. It's giving me a dewy finish. I'm sporting it today. This is my foundation. So it's buildable. It comes in a compact form as well, so you can top it up as like a powder on top. But I apply this with like a foundation brush, fingers if I'm feeling like I just want to put something on to just go out, you know, where I'm not wearing makeup on a daily basis. This is something I'll grab. Back to the technology, it's got a patented technology called Fern Block. So Fern Block is patented. It's derived from an actual fern plant. So this is full of antioxidant protection. Basically, when you put antioxidants onto the skin, think of it as like your shield of protection. So they're going to create a film on the surface of the skin that whenever anything tries to attack or damage or try and invade your skin space, it's going to fight it off, because it's built up of such a technology. It's going to stand its ground, and basically the attacking rays are going to come in and they're going to bounce straight off whilst you're wearing this. But if you weren't wearing this, that tobacco smoke, that ray that's coming from, you know, the sun, car fumes, all of that damage is just going to go into the skin. It's going to stay there, and it's going to cause mayhem underneath the skin, which again can cause breakouts. This conversation could go on for a while, it really could. But the technology in this is second to none. It gives a 360-degree approach to skincare, which is essentially my ethos from the beginning. I love being able to treat the skin as one, and everybody is treated as an individual at House of Skincare. It's not a treatment menu for this, that and the other. It's a treatment menu for people to have a tailored experience and a bespoke experience, individually tailored to them. No treatment is ever the same. No facial is ever the same, because I look at your skin as soon as you walk in the door, I ask you your concerns, and I treat you as an individual. And some days you might feel that you want more of a relaxing approach. Other days you might feel like, no, I really want to get this breakout gone. Then we'll do the hard-hitting stuff. There is so much I can offer you here. It really is just about experience. This is a tinted one. I have got an untinted one as well when I'm feeling like I don't really want anything. And for those of you that are feeling like you're breaking out, or you just really don't like a greasy, oily consistency, then there are options for you. And like I said, sprays for the body. My ethos is to basically empower self-conscious individuals to conquer their skin's challenges. So if any of you out there are thinking, oh, I just need to get to grips with what's going to be right for me, then I am available virtually, and we can set up a time where I can talk through things. I just need to send you a couple of forms beforehand, just prior, so that I can really get to know your skin. You can enter your concerns. There are certain medication things that I just need to know about. And then from that, I'll schedule a call and we can go from there.